Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Coach White. It's Monday morning. It's that PGM moment, your personal growth moment. Man, it's going to be a good day today. I just feel it. I have this excitement on the inside of me. I know some people don't think, wow, it's Monday, Monday. No, Monday's a great day because Sunday you've been preparing for today. Sunday you've been getting your mind ready. Sunday you've been preparing for success today. Some people say, oh, this man, oh God, he's a morning person. Get him out of here. That's okay. I know Mondays are tough for some people because the reason I say that is because one of the things I was always told a long time ago was the best time to interview for a job is Tuesday through Thursday. And the reason Tuesday through Thursday is because Friday, everybody's putting everything to the side. I'm not going to do this. I'll put it off. I'll wait just to get through Friday and relax, have an easier Friday. And they put it off till Monday. So when they come back Monday, they got to do all the work that they've been putting off on Friday. So yeah, so Monday can be one of those days like, oh, I got to do all the work I put off Friday. Why didn't I do it Friday? You know what? I'm the kind of guy, I do it reverse. I try to get all I can possibly get done on Friday. So when I walk in the door on Monday, my day is easier. It's a faster transition. I've got stuff done. I've got stuff prepared. Things are ready to roll for me. Things are set in place to make my Monday go faster and Monday go easier. So maybe that's a point for somebody out there who's been putting everything off on Friday and putting it on until Monday. I'd rather have an easy Monday and a tougher Friday, knowing I'm going into Saturday and Sunday. So just think about that. Hey, what was it? Williams? Williams?
You're not awake yet, I'm there yet.
Huh?
You're not awake yet, are you?
No, I'm not awake. I'm trying to read the name. Oh, there's one thing my eyes do. I have learned that my eyes have to adjust a little bit more when I get up early. So many times I'll just go in the living room and I'll just sit there with a cup of coffee for about 15 or 20 minutes and just sit there. So normally I take this time, but I have the PGM moment right now to do this. Well, good morning anyway. My apologies as I'm here trying to find out who's all on this morning with me. Today we're going to talk about take charge of your destiny. And 2020 was, for the most part, I think, a pretty good year for me. And the reason is I set some things in place for 2020. Obviously, the COVID stuff changed a lot of things for me. I had to make some adjustments. But for the most part, I was on a cruise. I was accomplishing things that I had set in motion, some goals for myself, other things I wanted to accomplish, some general stuff that I wanted to see take place in my life. And I really believe that the points I'm going to give you today, and just a few of them, were instrumental in help making that thing happen for me. And yep, a lot of people said, it's a rough year. Can't wait for it to go, wait for it to go. You know what? I think I had a pretty decent year. Remote teaching wise, I didn't know anything, and now I know some things. So I feel very successful right now as compared to I did, come August when they started putting all these new programs that we had to learn on for me. So, but all right, hey, we're here this morning. Time to get started talking to you about take charge of your destiny. I know there are a lot of people out there who are in jobs and relationships and in situations that need to change. And I may be talking to you this morning. There are people that have grown tired of where they are and what they're doing. They're in environments that are no longer inspiring, and they're in circles where the conversations revolve around the same old subjects, the same old people, the same old things. Now, if what I'm saying is matching your present situation, then I'd say it's time for you to start taking charge of your life. Yes. If all I have said is, wow, man, he's talking to me. Yeah, this stuff is really going on. Yeah, it's getting boring. Well, maybe it's time for you to start taking charge of your life. You see, when you decide to change is when your situation will change. I'm going to say that again. When you decide to change is when your situation is going to change. You can't change what's going on around you until you change what's going on in you. That's right. You can't change what's going on around you until you change what's going on in you. See, it's each person's responsibility to take the time to develop their gifts, their talents, and their circle of friends and their environment. That's up to each person. So you can't be what you've never been, and you can't accomplish what you've never tried. If you've never tried anything new, then nothing new is going to happen. And you can't be what you've never been. So whether it's learning a new skill, developing a new person, developing yourself personally or professionally, something has to change. And I think you already know that. All right. So you have to be willing to invest in your destiny if you expect things to change. You can't stay the same and expect the future to change. You can't stay the same and expect to have new things come into your life. That's just not going to happen. That's not how life works. You have to decide to invest in yourself. Yes, invest in who you are. Investing in yourself sends a clear message to yourself and to especially those around you. It says that, you know what, I believe in the potential that I possess. If you're not investing in yourself, then why would I invest in you? If you're not trying to become anything, why would anybody try to help you become anything? No one's going to force you to change. No one's going to force you to become different. No one's going to force you to become a success in life. You have to be willing to say, yes, I'm going to take that leap of faith this year and I'm going to change my future. And so today, what I want to do is I want to give you 3 simple methods that I was using this past year in 2020 so that I could begin to change who I am, what I'm doing, and more importantly, change my outcomes. See, when you change your thinking, you change your behaviors. And when you change your behaviors, you change your outcomes. So today, you got to start thinking different so that you can change what you do, so that you can change the outcomes that come into your life. All right. So let's get going here. All right. Number 1, you got to make some determinations. Simple. You have to make some determinations. You have to determine that this year will be the year. Yes, this year will be the year. This is the year that you have to determine what you are going to become, what you are going to accomplish. You know, Tony Robbins said determination is the wake-up call to the human will. Tony Robbins said determination is the wake-up call to the human will. So you got to determine this year, come 2021, and I always start it now. You got to start it now so that when 2021 hits, you're in it. You're not making up the schedule. You're not making up the goals. You're not setting the standards. You're not thinking about, no, you're already in it. You're hitting the floor running, as they say. So you got to determine what you want to possess. Determine what you want to accomplish. Determine when you want to accomplish these things. Determine who's going to be involved in your circle and determine what tools you need. You know what I like about mechanics and especially carpenters? They have tools of their trade. There's a phrase, cliche, the tools of the trade. You got to determine the tools of the trade. You got to determine what tools you need to succeed in 2021. What is it that you're going to have to set in motion, put in place? What is it that you're going to have to go do to become what you need to become in order to achieve what you want to achieve in life? Man, it makes all the sense in the world. All right, number 2, and I just said it. What or who do I need to become? What or who do I need to become? See, you are what you have learned to become. You did not arrive at where you are by accident. No, not at all. You watched, you learned, you gave repetition to become what people recognize you as. You know, people don't call me coach because I'm a good mechanic. People don't call me coach because I'm a carpenter. Come on now. Are you hearing me? People don't call me coach because I'm a pilot. I'm none of those things. I'm a coach because I have spent years and years and years of studying the game of basketball. Years. I can't tell you the amount of hours I have put in studying tape, reading books, listening to other people to become as good as I have been and achieve the things that I have become in coaching. When I came in ministry, did the same thing. I was up watching preachers at 6 a.m. because I had never been a preacher. Yeah, I spoke in practice, that type of things. Great, but I was watching them. Then as a teacher, yeah, I went to college to be a teacher. I did student teaching. I taught every day. So all these things helped me to form to become a preacher, to become a coach, to become a teacher. but it was all those times of investing myself into others and reading and watching and learning and developing and constant repetition, repetition, repetition. So you've got to determine this year what it is that you want to start seeking so that you can become who you need to become to achieve what you want to have in life. I like what author David Scott Viscott said. You must begin to think of yourself as the person you want to be. Who do you want to be in 2021? Really think about that. Who do you want to be? Are you tired of being the same old you? Are you tired of being the same old person that wakes up every day doing the same routine, going nowhere? As the Three Stooges say, going nowhere fast? Come on, this has got to be a year where you determine that who do I need to be? First of all, you might need to discover who are you, first of all, so that you can go turn your life around and start achieving something instead of just waking up being the same person every year, doing the same thing. What information do I need to learn? What skills do I need to develop? Which people do I need to connect with? See, our lives are a compilation of people, places, and things that we've experienced. If you look back over your life, it's a compilation of putting together of people, places, and things that you have been experiencing, and that's why you are who you are. If you want more out of life, if you want to see 2021 be better than it was before, you have to start seeing yourself as to who you need to become. Because if you were already who you wanted to be by just being who you are now, you would have been there already. But that's not the case. All right. And number three, all right, ready? You got to set a timeline. Yes, you've got to set a timeline. Everything in life comes with an expiration date. I want to say that again. Everything in life comes with an expiration date. What's up, Speedy? Good to see you this morning. The hourglass eventually runs out of sand, even on certain hopes and dreams. Yeah, my hope of going to the NBA, that hourglass ran out. My hope of going to play Major League Baseball pitching, that hourglass ran out, man. You know, that day of trying to outdo my 435 mile that I did in college, I think the hourglass has run out on that one too. So the hourglass is going to run out of sand on certain things. All right. So you got to set a timeline so the hourglass is not running out on you. I was watching The Wizard of Oz the other night, and there's Dorothy locked in the castle with the evil wicked witch of the west, I think it was, and she turned the hourglass over and she had so much time to get something done. And you know what happened? She's there and she's screaming, she's getting excited, she doesn't know, she can't stop it, she can't get out of the room, and here comes the scarecrow, the tin man, and the lion, and they break down the door and they get in and they take her out before the hourglass runs out. See, she had certain connections in her life that were helping her to achieve what she wanted to achieve before the hourglass run out. All right. You have to set some dates on when things are going to begin to change. All right. We step into what I call the process. All right, maybe I'll talk about that next week. The process. You go. It's a process to become who you want to become. It's a process to achieve goals. It's a process to turn things around in your life. All right, and you have to set a date of when you're going to begin the process. You have to also establish the halfway point. I call it the checkpoint, where you begin to look about halfway and say, okay, how far have I come? What have I accomplished? What's going on? It's the time where you begin to assess your situation. All right, I've accomplished this. I've accomplished this. I'm halfway through this. I'll give you an example. I've said this year I wanted to read 5 books. Okay, I've got 2 books left. I'm 3/4 of the way through one and halfway through another, and I've still got some time to accomplish those, and I've got to get on them. The remote teaching took more time than I really wanted to in learning the whole thing, and so, but I had to determine that too. In August, I got to start learning these programs. As soon as I found out what programs I had to learn, I had to start learning them to develop myself so that I could become the teacher that so that I could become the remote learning teacher. I was no longer the PE teacher in the gym. I had to become a remote learning teacher on a computer, which was a whole new world for me. All right. And if need be, you might have to determine some other dates and times where you begin to assess your situation. You know, I like when we do the GPS. We came to Arkansas, and we look at the GPS, our Waze map, and it tells us you're here, you're here. It tells us cops are here, the railroads are here. There's obstacles in the on the side of the road. Those are checkpoints for us that tell us where our progress is, the mile markers that we see, those types of things. See, if you cannot measure your progress, then how will you know how much progress you've made? If you can't measure your progress, then how will you know how much progress you have made? You see, milk has an expiration date on it. The milk says this is when it's what was made, and this is when it's going to go bad. My truck tires, they say this is when they were made, but it also tells me after how many miles that I need to replace them. All right. Brian Eno, who is a musician and a record producer, said this, and man, I really like this quote. He said, "Everything is an experiment until it has a deadline." Man, everything is an experiment until it has a deadline. Your life has probably just been an experiment because you've never set a deadline of when this is going to be accomplished, when it's going to be done. All right? Deadlines, man. Think about your workplace when deadlines were coming. How fast you began to work, how you began to seek other people's advice, how you began to learn something new, just like I did with the remote learning. Man, I had a deadline of September 8th. I was busting it trying to figure out how to learn this, calling people, asking people, seeking advice, going on tutorials, all these types of things to try to make myself become the remote teacher I need to be. Am I the best at it? No, by no means. But I've done a good enough job to make sure that I have not failed my students and that I've given them as much information as possible. All right. So now is the time to give your life and your destiny a destination and a reason to live motivated. All right. You have a great Monday. God bless you.